Thank you guys for coming back to another episode of Cobra TV. You know, here on Cobra TV, we've never always been centered around just No Man's Sky. What? No, in all seriousness, we have focused super heavy on No Man's Sky, but we've interviewed developers from Dual Universe, Astroneer, things like that. We may have focused just a little bit too heavy on No Man's Sky in the past, but you know what? I enjoyed every second of it. And I still enjoy doing the Revenge of the Survivor, even though a lot of people, they're getting bored with the game by now. And that's understandable. People get bored with games. So I wanted to ask you guys, we're going to get into some indie news here. But I wanted to ask you guys, how do you feel about seeing Cobra play 7 Days to Die or Ark? A lot of people are telling me to play Ark on the channel. They would like to see the Cobra fumbling his way through the survival in Ark. I don't know about that. But if enough people actually agree to that, then, you know, I'll do it. But, you know, one of the things we want to focus on this year is game coverage of indie news, indie game news, and things like that. So we're going to cover indie games pretty heavily. No Man's Sky will never drop off. I don't care if I'm the last person watching my own video. Revenge of the Survivor is so much fun, and with the updates and, you know, with the story writer being hired for Hello Games, I mean, we see a normal mode, a creative mode, and a survival mode. I mean, are we going to see a story mode? That'd be interesting. I don't know what they're going to be doing, but we are doing the Game Lore series, and the first Game Lore that we're doing is No Man's Sky. So we might have to return to this after we see what they're going to write. But it's so interesting how everything revolves around the Great War. And the new Game Lore, part 2 of 3 that we're going to upload, talks a lot more about the Viking and the Gek. But let's go ahead and get into some game news. How many of you guys want a soundtrack from an awesome game for free? That Next Game Company is giving a soundtrack away for free, and I'm going to leave the link down below so you guys can go and download it. It's truly amazing. And don't forget that Next Game Company, they're the ones who made Journey, and they have a new project in the works called That Next Game. Now, I don't know if that's like a rough draft name or a code name, or if there's going to be a different title when it's done. But their company is called That Game Company, and this new game that they're working on is currently called That Next Game. We're pretty excited about that. Currently, there is no release date for That Next Game, and there is no gameplay, but we are excited about it, and That Game Company does have a very good track record. Journey is one of our favorite games. Do want to talk about Agony. Agony is really making waves, good or bad, in the gaming industry as of late. And there is a collection of GIFs that show off some of the stuff that's in the game. And if you followed the last podcast that we had, we actually showed a GIF that was a very disturbing GIF. But people didn't realize that the babies that had their heads getting crushed, they actually had men's faces on them. So it's not as bad as what it looks like. They're just tormented souls or whatever. But Agony is making a splash in the gaming world. And I think that's good. I love it when games come out and they shock the system a little bit. But we are going to leave the link down below for the article that has the 14 collection of GIFs. It's truly amazing. And they did have a playable demo. I'm not sure if it is still out yet. But this title is going to be for PC, Xbox One, and PS4. So that is very good. Then we have a couple things to talk about with Planet Nomads coming on the show in February. They're going to be talking about their early access that they are going to be releasing sometime in February, I believe. Don't quote me on that, but they're going to be on the show to talk about that early access. And in their latest blog post, they have a lot of exciting news, and we're going to take a look at that here in just a second. But their latest blog post says, early access, new lava world, and what's to happen in 2017. The road to early access, we've had good results with the way that we launched the alpha of Planet Nomads, so we're going to use a similar approach with early access, only this time we're going to use the help of alpha nomads too. There will be a feature lockdown towards the release of the first early access version. Instead of adding new features, we will do intense testing together with alpha nomads and then some bug hunting and fixing. That way we can launch a stable game together, get positive reviews on Steam and GOG, and secure a bright future for Planet Nomads and its future further development. There will be at least one major update available to alpha nomads before the early access launch, which will include the updated visuals and the rest of Planet Nomads, the game. So Planet Nomads, Crane Balls have drastically improved the graphics in the visuals in Planet Nomads, and it is truly amazing. We're going to put some pictures up here as we're talking. But then they go on to say, as you may have guessed from Trello, the months leading to early access are all about creating the gameplay. To be able to have survival mode, we must add material mining, processing recipes for all the building blocks and crafting items, 3D printers that we talked about a year ago that they were going to have in the game, containers and generators with interfaces, player conditions, deadly threats. The list goes on, and it will be no small task. You will be part of it all, Nomads. In the next episode of Nomadic Journals, we will have Peter cover the ins and outs of early access version and what's going to be in it. We see the early access launch of Planet Nomads in March or beginning of April. There we go. The final date depends on the development speed and other gaming titles being released at the time. Most importantly, you'll know the date long before launch. So lots of interesting news going on over at Crane Ball Studios. They're making a lot of progress, and they've improved their graphics, which it looks amazing. I'm so excited to be able to play this game when they release early access. Hopefully it's in March and not April, but who knows. I want to do more of these indie game talks, but I don't want to let No Man's Sky go entirely, but I want to offer the people that are here a lot more. I want to introduce new games to people, and I want to interview developers for you guys and talk about the amazing and innovative side of gaming. You're going to be seeing Revenge of the Survivor, which is only going to be uploaded on Saturday. So that way we can provide better content and not clutter people's feeds up with No Man's Sky stuff that don't want it there. And then we're going to be doing Game Lore, which is going to be, right now, it's only going to be once a month. They're very difficult to make. It's a lot of research, a lot of editing, and things like that. So that's going to be once a month right now. Once we get the ball rolling and we get some more scripts, we're trying to write the scripts ahead in advance. But once we get more of those, we're going to possibly do those at least twice a month. But Game Lore is going to be investigating the lore behind some of our most favorite and cherished games. And like Final Fantasy, Skyrim, Five Nights at Freddy's, you name it. Just comment down below what game you would like to see us do in Game Lore, and we'll get busy. We'll get to work. Anyways, I thank you guys for being here, and I really do. I guess I'll see you guys in the next video. As always, I love you guys. I will see you all in the next video. Until next time.